The video for today is going to be so embarrassing. If I drop that, I'm actually going to cry. Okay, hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie. That's a weird way of pronouncing my name. My name's Natalie. Sorry. So I wanted to film this very quickly because I have registration for spring semester next quarter in like 30 minutes. Oops. So I was like, you know what, let me just sit down and let us film. I look very tired and I'm sorry, but I slept like for 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. Oh my god, it's so shiny. For like 3 or 4 hours last night, but like, that's cool. So what are we doing today? You guys are like, okay, hurry up. So for today's video, we are going to be doing my October wrap up. Hence why I said I'm going to be very embarrassed. Full disclaimer, let me just mention something, okay? Usually I read like 12 to like 15 books a month, okay? Like that's why I'm up to like 128 books. I'm doing okay. But here's the thing. I understand that some people only read like 5 books a month. And honestly, like I'm not, when I tell you guys how much I'm like, how many books I read this month, you're guys gonna be like, what? That's okay. For me, I don't think that's okay, but that's for me. Like not for anyone else. I'm not talking on anyone else. It's like, you know, just gonna be a distraction. It might be okay. Let me put this away. Go away. That's my little necklace that I wear 24/7. It has a little B. The pendant is a B, and then I have an N for me, myself, and I. And then I have an A for Adam and Andrew. Do you guys know from where? You guys have watched enough of my videos, hopefully, to know where that's from. Then I want to get another necklace, another staple necklace that's gonna have other initials, different initials. Again, full disclaimer, like I'm not trying to be like, oh, like this is such a like not a good amount, and like I don't want anyone to be like, oh, but that's how much I read and I'm okay with that, or like I don't read that much and I'm fine with that. Like that's okay, of course, like that's fine. Like obviously some people have like, I only go to school, I don't work, but some people do school and work. Some people have a full-time job and kids. Like I understand, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to like come at someone or something. I'm just, for me personally, like I know myself and I know that if I actually like wanted to read, like I could have read more. Again, full disclaimer, that's me, that's my personal thing, not trying to make anyone feel bad, but I just wanted to mention that again. So how many books have I read? I read 9 books this month. I'm a little bit sad about that just because I felt like I could have read more, but October for me was insane because I have my iPad. October for me was insane just because I needed to study for my midterm, a very insane midterm for law school, my contracts, and I kind of was very distracted, so you could tell. I think I'm gonna include the video. Oh, you guys haven't seen that video yet. I include my which shelf this is in my last book haul of the month of the year video. So I got into like BTS and like obviously that consumed me. I hyperfixated as I do. So I feel like that's gonna be distracting to me because I'm always gonna want to see his face. Like, don't look, Natalie, don't look at him, cover him, don't look at him. And so I kind of just got caught up in other stuff and I could have read more, but I didn't. The good thing though is how I think like 3 of the books that I read were mangas, and that kind of helped. So I think I'm like behind. I'm behind 1 book because I had met my Goodreads goal like in August, I think, over the summer for 100 books, or September, but I updated it to 150 because I genuinely thought I could, but now I think I'm gonna have to read like 3 books a day in my winter break. So what books did I read? Let's just get into it. You guys are like, oh my god, enough already. Apúrate. Goodreads is going very slow. Also follow me on Goodreads if you want to see. I'm trying to read more. My reading challenge, I am 1 book behind. I'm 128 books so far. Okay, so I read books 4, 5, and 6 of books. I read 4, 5, and 6 of the mangas volumes of Haikyuu. I think I'm gonna take a break on Haikyuu just because I've been trying to read so many other stuff that I don't think I have enough time to finish them, and there's like 40 something volumes in that, so I feel like I'm not gonna have enough time to finish it just because again I have so many other books I need to read. So I'm taking a pause on that, but they did help my Goodreads goal a lot these past couple of months, so thank you. So again, that's manga that is of volleyball. I love them. I adore all of the characters. The plot is really good. The anime on Netflix is amazing. They're airing the 4th season right now. So good. Read Bonds of Brass by Emily Scrutzy. is the one that's basically like the Finpo fanfiction. So we have, it's a YA fantasy. We have our main character, two main characters. One is a pilot and one who has a secret, and another one is his best friend slash like dorm mate, and he's in love with him. The one who has a secret is in love with the dorm mate, but the dorm mate, the best friend, ends up being the crowned prince of the evil empire, and so now he's like, and he kind of is a war orphan, like the why don't I tell you the names? Okay, so the first guy who is in love with his best friend is Etienne, and the best friend is Gal. So Gal is the crown prince, and Etienne is a war orphan because his parents died while Gal's family was trying to gain control of, was trying to overthrow like the good empire, or the good like republic, I guess. The good monarchy, it was a monarchy. And so he kind of has like hard feelings towards like Gal's family, but he doesn't really care enough because he's seen like what war does. So he's like, you know, I'm just gonna keep my head down, I'm gonna be the best pilot I can be, and I love my best friend. And then his best friend ends up being the crown prince, and so he has to kind of protect his best friend because he does love him in like a platonic and, you know, more like, they're like, you know, it's his best friend, he loves him just for being his best friend, but then he also has feelings for him. So he's like, I'm gonna protect you because I know people want to kill you, because now they know that you're the crown prince. So it kind of follows their adventures, and there's like this huge plot twist at the end that's really, really good. So I gave this 4 stars. The first sentence that I wrote was, Finpo Warriors, this is for us. And honestly, yes, Finpo Warriors, this was for us. So okay, the first like 100 pages, I didn't like it. I was gonna give it like 2.5, 3 stars. I was like, oh. But then like halfway through, oh no, what happened was I saw a spoiler. Someone on my timeline was reading it as well, and they had done a whole thread of it. And then they're like, oh my god, I can't believe the plot twist. They're like, look away for spoilers, but of course I don't look away. And they're like, I can't believe this happened. And I was like, what? And so I think honestly at first I was like, oh, I was kind of bummed, but then I was like, no, actually thank God, because now it kind of like everything kind of made more sense, and I was kind of more intrigued in continuing the reading because I wanted to see how it happened, like everything. So I was like, you know what, I'm fine with that. I saw a spoiler, but you know what, I actually liked it more. So so it's funny because I kind of was in my review, I was like, oh, this is our Ray, this is our Finn, this is our Poe. But I liked it. There was a lot of good tropes. There was a lot of angst, which I loved. There was seemingly unrequited feelings. Like, I like that. Also, the ending gave me Jude Cardon vibes. That's all I'll say about that. So I liked it. I recommend it if you need a good YA fantasy. It's very, very good. And there is romance. There's a lot of like actual like Star Wars, like battles. Like, it's really, really cool. The characters are really interesting. Like I said, I don't know, the only thing about that is that if I didn't see that spoiler, I would have given it 2.5, 3 stars. So take that as you will. I needed to see that spoiler to give myself like kind of momentum to continue it, and that helped me give it 4 stars. So yeah, I recommend it, but I don't know if it's gonna be for everyone, but I liked it, and I'm really, 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 really excited for the next one. And then I read, you guys haven't seen this video yet, but I had filmed a reading sad novels that are gonna make me cry video. I kind of put that on a hiatus because of school, but I did read 2 books for it, and I'm not gonna talk about it because I want to talk about everything in the next one, in like the actual video that I'm gonna put out, because I am 100% gonna put out that video. So I read The Song of Achilles, which I gave 5 stars, and can you tell I'm haunted? I cry with the Iliad. You guys are aware of that. So imagine my reaction reading this book. Just imagine it. Just picture it. How I reacted in this when I finished this book. Just picture like the actual devastation that I went through. Like, I'll talk about everything because I have a lot of opinions about this, but like, just picture it. Yeah, I know you're probably like, damn, that sucks. And I'm like, yeah, it sucks. So yeah. And then I read They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, and I gave this one 4 stars. Okay, again, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, I cried, so at least there's that. Rufus, I love you. Mateo, thank you for making Rufus happy. Rufus, again, I love you. Again, I'll talk more about that because I do have a little bit of an opinion on that one as well, but I liked it. I liked that it made me cry. It was very emotional. It was just like, I'll cry right now because it was like I said, remember when I mentioned like in a couple of videos ago where I literally described some of my favorite tropes? I think it was in my recommending books from a favorite movies video where I literally was saying that like one of my worst tropes, as in like because it hurts me the most, and probably my favorite trope is when like two characters, they meet, they fall in love, but for whatever reason, something that's greater than them, like a miracle or like godly intervention, or literally like they just fall in love with someone, like something, right? Something bigger than them stops them from being together. And I love that because I start getting so sad because I'm just like, imagine what could have happened if they did end up together, and like how happy they could have been, and like no matter what, like they're never gonna find like that happiness that they had with one another, you know, somewhere else. Like love that. As you guys can tell, I'm an angsty, you know what. So so I will talk more about that in my other videos. So then I also read we're about to get steamy up in here. I also read 3 Katee Roberts, and some of you guys know who she is and some of you guys don't. So from the ones that don't, I will explain, and the ones that do, you guys are like, I see you. You guys are like, I see you, Natalie, I see you. And I'm like, you see, I'm like blushing. I'm like, yep, you do. Katee Roberts is very well known for her smut, and I saw one of my mutuals on Twitter, Sil from the book Voyagers, she tweeted Your Dad Will Do by Katee Roberts, and I was like, that she was reading and she loved it, and I was like, Your Dad Will Do is this girl whose boyfriend or fiance cheats on her, and so for revenge she sleeps with his dad. Was the smut good? Yeah, I give this 3 stars. I pictured Pike and Jordan instead of Shane and Lily. That's the people who are in this. I pictured Pike and Jordan from Birthday Girl. Was the smut good? Yes, but here's the thing. I like smut. You guys know I'm on AOA 3. You guys know I like smut. Here's the thing though. I feel like it was a little bit too much, but I do get it because it was basically just a novella. I get that, but I just feel like it was a little bit too much with the daddy kink for my liking. But I enjoyed, like I said, I kind of enjoyed it more when I was picturing Jordan and Pike from Birthday Girl than Shane and Lily. But I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. Do I for all you romance muddy lovers, I recommend it because maybe you'll like it. I hope you do, because it was a ride. And then I read wait, which did I read first? Did I read that one or did I get, no, I think I read, okay, yeah. And then I read Gifting Me to His Best Friend, book 2 of her. So the first one was book 1 of a Touch of Taboo, and this one's number 2. I give this one 4 stars. Oh my god. This was a polyamorous relationship. So we have our married couple, Grayson, the husband. I want a Grayson in my life. He is so understanding. He is so open. He just loves his wife so much. And I'm just like, that's a man. As much as a white man can be, that's a man. So I gave this 4.75. Wow. I give this 4.75. Oh, that's true, because I read this like 3 times. Wait a minute. No. I reread this like a lot of times after I read it. Basically, yeah, so married couple, and then they kind of vacation every single year for Christmas with the best friend of the husband. The best friend of the husband, and they kind of are very open with their relationship in every aspect. And for Christmas, they kind of propose adding the best friend into their mix, just for a couple of days. They're like, just until the vacation is over. However, of course, feelings ensue, and the best friend's like, how are we supposed to make this work if there's 3 of us, la la la. There's feelings, there's good smut, there's good like banter. It was really good. It was really good. And now I'm just like, you know what, like I always like polyamorous relationships. Like I hate love triangles. That's one of my, I hate love triangles. Like hatred for love triangles knows no bounds. But when the love triangles turn into polyamorous relationships, that's what I like. So I was kind of like, you know what, why don't I look up, like, why am I not reading polyamorous relationships, like novellas, romances? That is where it's at. Right there. So yeah, so thank you Katee Roberts for doing that, for enlightening me, for big braining with me, because I big brained. Yeah, so that's all I'll say about that. That was a little bit of a spiel. And then I read book 1 and 2 of her, from Katee Roberts, the Lanian Dynasty, Theirs for the Night and Forever Theirs. I gave theirs for the night number 1, I gave that 3 stars, and I gave the second one 3 stars, I think, as well. Yeah, so I like the second one better just because the first one was really short and I didn't really connect with the characters. It was just literally strangers having sex. Like, I was just like, okay, who cares? The second one, though, is a little bit more like they kind of stretch out their like everything. Like they kind of stretch out their like relationship, the characters, the plot, the romance, everything. That's what I meant. So we have our main character. She meets these 2 guys at a club, and she later finds out that one of them is a kind of exiled prince who's on the run, and his bodyguard. And they're in a relationship, like, and they always like add someone to their mix. And this time they added her, and they also fall in love with her. And so basically, the second one is kind of them just trying to get the crowned prince, I forgot what his name is, I really don't know, to get to the throne and get to where he should be, like his rightful place. So I liked it enough. The second one was okay. Again, that's why I gave it 3 stars. I really liked gifting me to his best friend the most, so I highly recommend that one for sure. The first and second one, I didn't even read the third one because honestly I was like, I read the synopsis and I was like, who wants that? So that's it for me. But I did like gifting me to his best friend, and I do like reading about polyamorous relationships even more now, because before I would only like it like polyamorous relationships, obviously, like all the time, because like you do what you want to do, free choice, free will, let's get it, you do what you want to do. But I only liked reading about it like in my romances when it was like to fix a love triangle. So, or like, you know, because I just hate love triangles so much. But now I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna actively go and search for polyamorous relationships, romances. And I finally read Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and obviously you guys know that I love Marissa Meyer. She is really, really good, and she's really, her books are really interesting to me. Obviously, like the Renegade trilogy, and what's the other ones? Oh, Cinder, the Lunar Chronicles. So I finally read Heartless, and I have some things to say about Heartless. So I give this one 4.5 stars. I would have given it 5 stars, but back it up. So premise, this is Heartless. What is that? It's the backstory of the Red Queen. So basically the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Hearts, and basically how she became the Queen of Hearts. So we have Kath, and so I get this 4.5 stars because up until Kath became like the Queen of Hearts, like she became evil, I didn't like her. I found her kind of annoying. I was just like, you know, I was like, okay, I don't know. It was just like sometimes like love made her dumb, and like sometimes like she put herself in these situations that she could have easily gotten out of, or just easily have chosen like who she wants to be with. But she was like, the reason, okay, so she ends up, okay, so she is like super pretty, she bakes really well, so she gets the attention of the king, and the king was like, I want to marry you, but she's like, I don't want to marry you. So then she ends up meeting his court jester, Jess, and she's like, I want to marry you. But now she's like, what do I choose? Do I choose Jess, or do I choose the king that my parents want me to like marry? So it's like a lot of times I'm just like, just choose, just cut off one of them, like it doesn't matter. Like sometimes she got me really annoyed, but you know, whatever. And yeah, so I liked it because I love Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is one of my favorite, well, no, it's my favorite like story, like character, like Alice from Alice in Wonderland. She's my favorite like character. Like I just love the story, like everything about it. I'm obsessed with it. And so yeah, so I liked it just because we returned to the world of Wonderland, but I didn't really like the character, and that kind of like ruined, that kind of like knocked off half a star. But when she became the Queen of Hearts, or like when you could tell that she was going to become the Queen of Hearts, oh my god, I ate it up. I was like, yes, give it to me. I was like, exactly. I was like, yes, that is all I wanted. I love it when female characters are like villains and like cool and like no remorse. That's literally why Judith's like my favorite character of all time, because she literally doesn't care. She's like, I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna do what's best for me, and do whatever it takes to get what I want, and no one can tell me otherwise. And I'm like, exactly, yes. I'm like, yes, Jude, that is what is up. So yeah, I like this. Again, I love Marissa Meyer's writing, her characters, her plot, everything. I just didn't really like the main character, and that kind of was the only reason why I didn't give 5 stars. But Marissa Meyer, I think with this one, kind of solidified her standing in my favorite authors. I wouldn't say Holy Grail author, and I wouldn't say instant buy author, but she is a favorite author now. So I will probably pick up pretty much all of her books. So yeah. And that is it for my wrap up. I didn't really read that much, but from the books that I read, I had a good time because they all either brought me joy, they kind of all the books made me feel something. So yes, that is all I have. I will hopefully read more next month, but probably not, just because I have finals in December, and so it's gonna be insane. So I probably won't read that much, but in December, you guys, oh my god, I am about to read like 100 books in December. You can quote me on that. Literally going to read so much in December. It's gonna be insane. You guys are gonna be like, who else is scared right now? So so right now I'll give you guys a little something. What I'm gonna start reading, what is that? What I'm gonna start reading next is Illuminate. So yeah, I'm gonna read Illuminate next. Yeah, so I loved it. We're done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this. I hoped it wasn't chaotic enough, and I hope that you guys take something from this. Anything. Take a book from this. The Thursday my favorite read of November would probably be, would it be Heartless, or would it be Gifting Me to His Best Friend? No, you know what it is? Song of Achilles. Favorite read of November, Song of Achilles. Okay, that is it for me. I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys are gonna read in November. Also, are there any new releases in November? I haven't been keeping up with book news, so if you guys can please tell me to know if I should be on the lookout for something. The Burning God. I am so sorry. Anything else besides The Burning God, please let me know. Yeah, so I will catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe and go read your favorite book for me. Bye.
I got pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see